Welcome to All Things Health and Abundance podcast. This is the podcast where we discuss different health and abundance related issues and come with real tips and advice. Today we're going to talk about healing on all levels with Qigong. I found Qigong in a moment in my life when I felt lost. I felt like my yoga and meditation practices were not working its magic any longer, and thought to give Qigong a try. And I loved it. After 4 years, with some breaks in between, I'm practicing and loving the opening and healing I'm experiencing in this practice. So, that's what we're going to talk about today. Qigong, what it is and how it can affect our life. And today with me is Harald Øygard. Harald has studied Qigong, Taiji and Meditation since 1995 and has been actively teaching since 2000. Harald has a teaching degree and is a very experienced and popular instructor, and his courses are always full on the recommendation of others who have trained with him. He is a promoter of the development of Qigong and Taiji in the Nordics and is the leader of the Nordic Buqi Organisation, which holds weekend courses with international instructors on a regular basis. I am really happy to have you here with us. I've taken courses of Qigong with Harald, and I am right now as well, and I have to say that I love it. So I'm really happy to have you here with us today talking about Qigong.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit more about your work and yourself as well, and how did you come across Qigong?
Yes, my name is Harald Øygard. So actually now I'm like almost 30 years I'm working with this. Early 1994, I met this really big master. I can say it now. Now I can say it because what is master, what is grandmaster? But he was really some special Chinese man moving from Shanghai to the West, and actually he was like invited to Ghent in Belgium, and he also already very early come to Norway. I was very lucky to meet him. I was like 22, 23 years old, interesting in this healing and this alternative thing. And then I had a friend, and he met this master because he went to a course, and for me it was this really changing because he is talking so enthusiastic about this meeting this man. He said, yeah, he was standing like in a qigong posture, closing his eyes, and then suddenly he felt this really warm, this really special feeling he could not explain, and he was really curious about it. And then he opened his eyes, and then he saw the teacher, this master, working like this energy, working with him. And when he told me this, I was something like opened something in me.
It was like a
and
calling.
Then I was, yeah, it was. And then I said, okay, this man, I really need to meet this man. And for me also special because then I of course had this really big thoughts about this qigong master with the long beard. I had this imagined maybe seen too much kung fu movies or something. But then I met him, and it was so nice because he was so, I felt it so ordinary. He was talking about importance of the body posture, the emotional, and how we in a way can find a way to heal ourselves. And then he was like meeting everybody with a smile, and was something there. And then he invited me to meet him. And then he asked me a little bit about, do you do healing? So I said, yeah, I did a little bit. And then a little bit explain about this. And then he also, I remember very early, a little bit angry about this, maybe more frustrated about this. He called it like a Western lazy healing and then thing, because if you really want to change, you really have to to find some tools to really open the body and open the energy. And
Yeah.
for me, this very very early, this, oh, if I really want, I really have to work myself and to change. And then I started there 1994, and then I follow him in like Europe, and of course in Norway, and till he died in 2011.
Oh.
And in a way there also, like you say, don't worry, I can help you more from the other side.
Mm.
So it's like a really continuous teaching. So I feel really in this deep spiritual level also, it's like in a way much deeper teaching and study after also this. So now I'm doing this for full time.
Mm.
For many years I worked, and I'm also very very happy for this. Work with children. I work like a kindergarten teacher and like a manager there,
Oh.
and that's also interesting to see how children respond to the when you're there in your present
Mm-hmm.
in the energy. So they can teach you a lot. They can teach you a lot. Yeah, but now full time, I think since 2018, maybe. I don't remember.
You went full time into this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now I'm full time doing this.
Amazing. Can you explain in simple terms for the ones that don't know anything about it what Qigong is?
Oh, in simple terms, that's difficult.
W-
I try.
Like you're explaining it to a child, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. First, like Qigong, they say, some people say it's like history 5,000 years. Some people say 3,000 years. Like an old silk paper I found like 168 years before Christ.
Mm.
Is like showing a different kind of Qigong exercise.
Wow.
So it's really old, this idea of exercise. Of course, it's like a health exercise for health and to find balance and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like exercise, health exercise, like internal exercise. Like if I can say different about the Western gymnastic,
Mm-hmm.
is more to find your internal force and internal energy. And then of course we're going into the name Qigong.
Mm-hmm.
So Qi means like life force, like vital force, your like energy.
Mm-hmm.
Gong means to practice. So you can say like energy exercise.
Wow.
Uh, but then I also will say, because the Qigong name, they say, like a Chinese doctor found this name like in the 1930s, I think, because he write an article about this, and then he used the word Qigong. Before, the name was more like another name, and one name they call is, for a long time, they call is Dao Yin. And Dao Yin also is interesting in this Chinese name, because Dao and Yin means like to lead and to guide. And then you guiding a movement. But the most interesting is the name, they say, leading the chi, the negative chi out of your body. So you're leading these negative factors, because of course we have a lot of negative energy stored in the body. So
Mm.
how can we find some exercise to really lead this negative out? And then we can
Releasing
make
it.
it
Yeah.
a release. And
Yeah.
so how to make freedom in the physical body, and how to open all the energy channels to really make the circulation great again,
Yeah.
use this term. And of course the mind, how can you really understand the present moment? How can you find what is really quiet and to stillness, but also active? And this, so how to could tune the mind, and then this also will become a very spiritual exercise for many people.
So it is actually exercise for your energy.
Yeah, and that's so important. So we really need this to understand the energy exercise, how to really can understand how we can release this negative energy, but how to feel this also force, also like this force, how this force can help you, and how you can understand the energy connecting with the earth and the heaven. And then you can really be like, they say, one. So this is also, I think it's very beautiful. You have to become one. One is when you're becoming one with the earth, your body, and your and the heaven, and the body, of course, with the energy center, energy system, your physical and your mental, yeah, breathing and everything. So how to becoming one and work from one, then you're really strong. So yeah, because we're too much separate. So
Yeah.
because we into the world like one, and then we're starting to separate, and then everything is separate. Also, you see the medicine now is separate. So most exercise, you see, exercise for biceps, exercise for this, exercise for that. Sometimes it's nice, but then not lose the wholeness. How, yeah, it's exercise for like to become like yourself again, to become one. And how can you understand the movement also? Like everything is moving from one, everything is connecting. So, how to connect again, connect with yourself, connect with the earth, connect with the heaven, and then really connect with your energy system to open this, and then it's much more freedom, much more harmony.
Wow. Wow. When you mentioned the force, I don't know, it really hit me. I understand, like, I totally get what you're saying, but maybe because I come from a yogic background, it makes total sense. And it's beautiful exercise for the energy. It's really beautiful.
Because when I met my master, this I was so curious about this energy work, and then his energy work in itself, but also how this energy can help help yourself, but help other.
Yeah.
Because it's really how to go into the core of the energy work, and how to activate your energy. So we have a lot of energy center, and then we have a lot of energy paths like channels. But then we also have some really, they call in Chinese, they call it like meridian. Meridian is like the
Meridian, yeah.
energy channels. But then we also have a name called Mei. Mei is like the main energy channel. So they have like five really main energy channel in the body. It's like one in the back and then one in the front. So they call it like back channel and then front channel. And then they have like left and right, like going all through the organs. And then you have like this really important, I call it Chinese Chung Mai. Chung Mai is like in the middle, so the middle channel. So this middle channel is very open. You can see like laughing and like really open, and then suddenly for many it's closing like this 14, 15 years because it's very hard emotional with parents and friends and schools, but also a little bit physical is closing there. So sadly, for many people, this tongue may become a little bit close rest of the life. So what this thing I think is really beautiful about this Qigong is how to open this middle energy channel. And then you have this, is more light, it's laughter, it's freedom, it's it's very different, also health. And this middle channel also is very important, we say, also for the spiritual, because then you can really open this channel, then you can also understand this tuning of this center of mind, of this consciousness, and how this can connect this like antenna, like a channel, like really to the heaven. So so from this theory, this is a lot of from the Buddhist thinking, this middle channel, this how he can open this freedom and this because of the health, but also in this way, this happiness. So health and happiness and like spiritual. But then we say the most important is the grounding, because the really force is coming from the support from the earth. So how can we connect the earth force to let this happen is also a very interesting.
Wow. Where in the body is this middle channel, more or less?
We can say it's like in the middle of the body, because it's like we say, if I can start with one very important point, they call it Dantian. So the Chinese call it Dantian. Then I say, so Dantian is like the Hara area. So for me, I say, I never study yoga. So I say sometimes it's like same, maybe not same. I don't know because it's like,
Similar?
and then of course,
Yeah.
similar, because this, so we say this dantian is like originally say like 3-4 fingers below the navel and 3-4 fingers in.
Oh, the
It,
Hara
it
point. Yes, I got
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like, of course, if the belly is bigger, it's more than three,
Yeah.
four, and yeah. So like there, and then because this, the dantian means, dan means like like fire, like this fireplace. Tien means like area. So this is a very important point, this dantian, how to activate this or reactivate this, because many people close this area also because they're too stiff in the belly, and then too much mind, too much yang in the mind, and of course the belly is less. So we also see how we can change this. The mind is quiet, and then the belly can be active. So we go more back to this basic. And from this dantian is going down to the hujin. It's called the perineum, root
Yeah,
chakra,
the
I
root
think they
chakra,
call it.
yes.
Yeah. And then from there, it's going like, also if you start from the root, it's like this dantian, and going inside, and then of course going to the third eye, and then to the top. They call it like gong, this this chakra, the over your head.
The crown chakra, yeah.
Throw. Yeah,
The
yeah,
crown
yeah, yeah,
chakra,
yeah. So
yes.
this, yeah, and from this place also, like, yeah. So this, so a lot of exercise is how we can understand this. How can we understand this middle channel? How can we open it? How can we make the energy flow again? And then of course the spinal column is a really important. And then of course in the front. So we have like this 5 May, and then we have like, let's say, 3 circulation. So how can we make like this? We call it small circulation in the back and in the front, and then the big circulation open the middle channel. So in the energy level is like there. How can we again activate this energy center? How can we like make freedom in these channels, and because then we can make back this circulation. And
Circulation of the energy.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that is done through physical movements as well, right?
yeah. Then it's like physical, because in the beginning we need a lot of physical, but then also, so this is also interesting. How can we understand the energy movement in the physical? Because if we only do qigong physically, then it's more like, I call it like a gymnastic. So how can we really understand this internal movement? So that it's like a movement, but the movement also more and more coming from this hara point, hara area, the dantian. Suddenly you feel like everything is connecting back there, and then suddenly you can use this force, and then the movement. So the movement of the belly can make the movement in whole the body. So the movement is coming from this area. Like you see, I sometimes say, when the child is born, you have the newborn baby. If you have like this picture, you can see like when they're crying, it's like this
Yeah.
this sound of, and then if you have this, you can see like all the movement is coming from the belly.
True.
It's like, and then from the belly is like all the blood and the energy is going through all the body. So, but then we're starting to the mother and father hugging maybe too much sometimes,
Yeah.
and then trying to walk and like this, and then you starting your life, and then you're a little bit more and more closing. So how can we go a little bit back to understand this newborn baby belly movement? Because then the newborn belly movement is like connecting everything. So you're born with this force and this natural, and then we lose it, and then we try to do a lot of exercise, physical. So how can we less mind and really going back to the energy movement? And for me, this is really the qigong, and how can we find balance about this energy movement there, but also tune the mind so we also can guide and also can lead. So it's like a harmony between your third eye and this dantian, the third eye and the hara area. And then if you have like a open connection between this, and then you more like flow. So how to find this flow.
Yeah, I understand. It's beautiful. A 30 seconds break and stay tuned because we're coming back. Are you stressed, anxious, or in need of a change in your life and well-being? Start by booking a free 30 minutes strategy session with me. You can do that by going on my website adakomani.no and finding an appropriate time in my calendar. If you are unsure, you can start by sending an email and I'll get back to you. And remember, life is too short to waste it not feeling good. Welcome back after this short advertising, continuing with the same subject. So, do you assist physically in a session? I remember, I think I remember you doing that. When I was practicing with you, you didn't come and adjust my posture in any way, like how we do in yoga. But I remember opening my eyes and you were there and you were working with the energy in front of me. I remember that.
Yes.
So you assist physically?
Yeah, so this is like, because also like Qigong is like, Qigong is very big and different. So some people do this. For me, it's like, because I'm working with this energy and this my master teach me how to work energy with other. So for me, I see this is like in a way a little bit shortcut, because when I have the student there, I guide them into different kind of postures, and then I can physically also touch a little bit, because it's one thing is very important is the center of gravity and how you stand and like this. But in a way, I go around assist with the energy. So sometimes I call it like, if you have a problem starting the car, you find some with the car with the engine is okay, and then they have this, what they say, this charging the battery from this car to another car, and then you start, and then suddenly then you have this. So I sometimes say I'm a little bit starter. So because I worked energy so many years, so I say, okay, you can use a little bit me, I help you. So we say it's like a information transmission. So I do a lot of information transmission in energy work. So in a way, you can, if you like, you can call it like a healing, because sometimes I feel, there's something there, so I take away a little bit. Like yesterday, I was have a complete new class yesterday. I was teaching some other place and at my place, and then 5 all new people, and then I doing this thing, then suddenly say, is it correct that feel like when you come there, it's like wind coming out of my body? Is this correct? They say, yeah, that is good. And the others say, oh no, I feel very warm, and then
Yeah.
it's like tingling. Is this correct? It's like, what is this? Because it's like very different. And to open, we have to remove something like the cold or the wind, like in Chinese medicine, the cold, the wind, the fire, the heat, the damp. So sometimes we have this, and then emotional. So I'm helping when I teach. This is my way to teaching. I helping to activate, but also helping to remove this negative pattern, negative factors. So I'm trying to help them. So in a little bit shortcut, but at the same time, most important, the student. I cannot push them all the way. People really
Yeah, they have to do
needs
their
help,
work,
because
of course, but this
yeah,
is a
yeah,
help. Maybe removing the
yeah,
element that is too much of in the body.
yeah. So it's a good help, and also my teacher did a lot with it for me. So he really changed me with this assistant. So he really like opened my energy channels and this way, and for me it was really freedom. Yeah. So I also try this to help people.
But where does the energy go after it is released from the body? Like you are protected, right? It doesn't go into you.
No, because, but it's also interesting, because you also need to practice. You need to get, like, in a way, if I can say so, like a strong energy and the feel there, because the negative is negative. So you, if you help people get rid of negative, you also should have good techniques to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so the energy goes like out. So we say the floor absorb it. So one student say he's in the 80s. He went to like a course with some Native
Mm-hmm.
American coming to Norway, and he's this really old knowledge. And then he say, it's so sad now all people do like this medicine because the earth don't get the negative from the people, because they, before they also always had like ritual and like have exercise,
Mm-hmm.
but now more people stop doing it. So the earth a little bit sad because the earth need the exchange of the energy. So
Oh.
you give the negative to the earth, and then the earth happy, and then give you positive. It's
Oh.
like
Okay.
I think it's a nice picture, but I cannot say this is the true truth, but it's like in a
I
way,
like it.
yeah. It's like you give away, and then you freedom.
Yeah.
So sometimes my master, he joking, he said, is Chinese takeaway. So you take away the negative, but you
Mm.
don't take it home.
No, you don't take it with you. Okay, that's good. What type of crowd is usually attracted to Qigong? Is it only spiritual people?
In a way, no, I don't, I feel like the society a little bit changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a way, I feel more people interested in the energy work.
Yeah, I feel that too. It's getting more and more out there. Even I
Yeah,
see it even in people I wouldn't kind of see it immediately from the way they dress or their work. And then you start talking to them and they're interested in energy work. So yeah,
yeah,
I agree. The world is actually changing.
yeah. It is something there, and then so then also I'm changed a little bit. But like I said earlier, I said before, I was more people more interested in exercise and health, and when I started to talk about with the energy, and then a little bit skeptical. But now more and
Mm,
more people really interesting and say, wow, this is like this crowd yesterday. Like because I'm now, some people ask me another place, like no spiritual place.
mm.
And then like everybody there and I just going on talking with my things, and then like they wow, then they're really curious about it. But of course many people come because of health problems, or and because they work to stress, so they and how to find like a meaning of life. Why all this? So
Mm,
something there. So like I say, also we work the body, the energy, and the mind.
mm,
So it's like mindfulness or mind emptiness, I more will call it. This this how to correct your body and get rid of this pain there. And then some people have these things I want to change. And of course mental,
mm-hmm.
because too many people have too much mind have to do. So the mind is too active. So then I understand this, also heard about this qigong and tai chi can make from movement, make really stillness. To understand this really quiet
Understand.
through exercise and through this, yeah, combination of.
So the healing happens on all levels: emotional, physical, mental,
Yeah.
energetical.
And then of course when I'm more, because in Oslo here, my Qigong center, I it's like a very nice, like all age,
Mm-hmm.
more and more young people also now come, so make me happy, and also men and women. But when I'm traveling out, like because I'm also have a lot of weekend course around Norway in
Mm.
cities,
Retreats,
and
yeah.
then retreats and a weekend course, then often is more like women
Mm-hmm.
more interested in. So sometimes we say, hey, we need more. This is also for men and all age. And also it's a little bit challenge, because yeah, that's a challenge. I'm thinking a little often about this, because also many people have this idea like this qigong and tai chi is for elderly people in China.
Oh.
Because I see like pictures. like some elderly. So, but for me, like I started when I was like 23, and for me, this is, yeah, if also young people can understand this, the power of this Qigong and Tai Chi, and I think more and more people will come. So now I see also more young people understand because also they're interested in like the spiritual young people, like in breath work
Mm.
and of course from yoga and like different kind of things. And then suddenly also some more people interested in what this old technique also can like for me have it all.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's so great that younger people are getting more interested in this.
Yeah, they need it, of
Mm.
course, and everybody need it, but of course the young, but also interesting that I see how I now meet some young people want to get out of this world with all this, yeah, this
Yeah.
typical uh, social media and all the press
Mm.
from outside. You see also the school too much press,
Yeah.
friends too much press. So it's really hard. So then really need something to help. Mm.
And
So
how does Qigong help someone's life in a practical way, their everyday life?
but when I talk, sometimes it seems very easy. Yeah, you just do like this, but of course it's not easy to change.
Mm.
But it's the possibility to change. And one thing I like is like I feel because we're working a lot with this idea yin and yang.
Mm-hmm.
So change, how to change, to find one how to change. If you're, I meet some people very like hard people. You see, very hard like this because the life very hard, and then suddenly they can find this softness. So suddenly they're changing from very hard to soft, and then of course the softness is stronger. Like also I can say myself, I when I started, I will say, I don't know if the right word is like weak, but not like yeah, in a way, not so strong energy, not so strong mind, and then so from a little bit weak, you see also a lot of this old master, let's say from weak to really strong, so they can really change from this to this. I think many people have a difficult to also to change. When you're like you work, you should work. When you rest, you should rest. So
Mm.
how this can also help you to change the mindset, like okay, now I'm resting, so then I'm resting. Now I'm working, then I'm working. And of course, we're working a lot how to understand the body posture, this because we lose the body posture, and then how can the body posture change? And then I think, and I experienced, then the body posture can really change your energy.
Mm.
How you, if you like having speeches, if you're like a teacher, if you work with the posture, if you're working with your sound, yeah. So I think it's like lots of possibility because in this the philosophy is like is changing. How can we change?
How can we change? Yeah, it's beautiful. Where can one practice Qigong, and can it be done also online? Are there any online videos?
Yeah, that was like one of the positive things about I say with the COVID. I
Yeah.
also I was very skeptical, I must say, about this online. I was very skeptical, but then we started. Of course, we had to reach people, and then yeah, that's it's a good thing. Of course, I really like the old school ones, the teacher there. But then surprisingly, the energy and the information can really go through the online. So I have know a lot. So now we did do a lot of online also because
Mm.
also students from outside Oslo because we have the center in Oslo. So now people can follow. Now suddenly a lot of people from abroad coming now, interesting in what we're doing
Mm.
now and this there. So now they say, oh, you should do like in English. Sometimes Zoom also is good because
Mm-hmm.
then we can have the interactive with people. Like I remember my master, but just before he died, it was like the big thing, the Skype. So he was so happy. He said, I don't know why, but it's really working through the Skype. So he often called me Skype and did like healing from the Skype. That was really interesting. So I also make like some understanding this. So the energy is universal.
Yeah, and it's
So
not bound by space, so
no.
it
Mm.
is possible
But
to do it online.
it's possible. But of course, the one to what they want to teach, I always will like this best. So we have like this center in
Yeah, where is
Oslo.
it? If you can explain it for people.
It's it's in Grønland.
Mm-hmm.
It's very in the center of Oslo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice place. People really love this place. It's like they say like in Norwegian they say oase,
Mm.
ways.
Oh, yes,
Say
yeah.
say
Yeah,
in
it is.
English.
It
Yeah.
is a really nice place. I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a big place there, and then here we teach like Qigong and Taiji and meditation, and we call it Qigong Center because when we started, most people know this name, but for me, it's really Tai Chi is. I must admit, Tai Chi is for me more close to the heart. Tai
Mm.
Chi is like an original, like a fighting
Yeah.
system, but now more from health, and for me more like health and spiritual. And really, the force in the Tai Chi is like, wow, this is really something special. So for me, the Qigong is beautiful and really open, but the Tai Chi a little bit difficult for people, but the Tai Chi is wow, that's really something. So we teach this also.
Okay.
No, in Norway, I like to in Bergen,
Mm.
Tromsø. I do a lot, of course. Trondheim, I've sometimes been, and Mo i Rana, Harsh. And then I have this every autumn. I have this big retreat in Jølster, it's in west of Norway,
Mm-hmm.
and then because this is from my roots, my father's from this place, and I'm originally from a place called Sogndal. It's
Yeah.
nearby. So for me to coming there in the nature and the mountains and feel this support,
Why
try.
is Tai Chi a bit more difficult for people? Is it more physical?
In the classic way, you can say that Tai Chi is like they say 37 postures, but it's a little bit more also. But I say 37 postures, making like a form. So some people make it like 108. Some people like a
Mm.
different. So like every posture have like a application about like fighting. So it's a lot of detail, and because for beginners, I feel it's so it's more easier to tap into the energy with the qigong
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a little bit easier. But for me, so it's easier to tap in. But when you understand the energy way, and then you can understand the energy way to doing the tai chi, because I see people do Tai Chi more like physical, then you really lose. So how, if you really can understand the Tai Chi from movement from this Dantian, really Dantian movement and the internal force, then it's something really special there with Tai Chi. For me, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to explain. It's like, they also call it like supreme ultimate or something. But in a way, also the Tai Chi is coming from the Qigong and this and the martial art. But then also I like to teach sometimes the Tai Chi, they call it Nanpai Tai Chi Chuan. It's like
Mm.
from the Southern style. It's more like one and one posture, and then you really try to find the core in the posture, like the spontaneous movement, or we call it the half spontaneous, because most people do like the form, but like they say also the original is like no form. It's transparent and empty with no form.
Mm.
So it's it's more it's more like the form. So but then the way you can like doing one and one posture, then can really feel every posture have this kind of force. Why do the Tai Chi? Because to understand the Tai Chi Yin, and Yin is the force. So they say have like 40 different kind of forces you can do for fighting, but all these forces you can do it for heal yourself.
To heal yourself as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And meditation. You also teach meditation. How is it different from classical meditation?
Maybe also like we can say, yeah, but yeah, but it is meditation.
Yeah,
I can
right?
hear my
Yeah.
master say, but it is meditation. So what is meditation? And then of course meditation also lot of different kinds. But in the way like this, you're really going through. Uh, you're going through your body movement and the energy movement, and then because then you really cleaning and open the energy, and then you're making yourself prepared to the really deep meditation, I feel. So sometimes I have like classes like call it advanced class sometimes here, and then we do like some exercise, and then we do a lot of energy movement, and people really clean themselves, and then suddenly like I don't say, and now we do the meditation. Suddenly everybody is quiet,
Yeah.
and then this quietness is coming naturally.
Natural, yeah.
So this quietness and the meditation naturally coming from the exercise, from the movement. So they say also like from also this qigong system I teach is called, I didn't say, it's called Taiji Wu Qigong. So my main qigong system I teach is Taiji Wu Qigong, because it's Tai Chi is from the Tai Chi philosophy, the yin yang, and also taking from the Tai Chi. Wu is means 5, and Qi means breathing here, and Gong meaning exercise. I don't like so much to talking about like levels, because stages, because people in a way too interested in. But in a way we can say like the first one is level. The stage is how to activate your energy, your like this dantian, and the second and the third and the fourth and the five is to open and drain, open this energy channels, and
To release.
release this, and then they say the six is to understand this dantian also have movement. The dantian movement is like a circle, and then like this eighth movement, and then suddenly like more like a yin yang, like a ball movement in the belly. So you can really understand this movement. And then the seven is like the heaven force and the earth force is meeting in the dantian. And then the eight is like a spiritual, like then everything is stopped, and then you're in the meditation. And then latent functions can open, and then it's like no limited mind, you say. So in a way you can say the qigong also is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8
Yeah.
is the really meditation. Is really
Connecting to the divine.
yeah.
I find a lot of similarities with yoga and yoga philosophy.
Yeah, that I will think. Yes,
Yeah.
of course, there will be a lot of similarity.
What should one keep in mind before their first Qigong session? How can they prepare for it?
Open mind, curious. So many people don't know so much about this. So then maybe they have some idea. It's like this. So sometimes also people feel I also feel one misunderstanding. I feel a lot of people think that to doing qigong, oh, it's very nice. I need the harmony, so I need a very soft exercise, relaxed exercise. So I go in there for relaxation. But then the relaxation for many people is like the same like sitting in a sofa, like collapsing.
Yeah.
So they feel it's like, oh, it's harmony. But then the coming, maybe the qigong is deeper, because it's really going to the core of you. Because some people only want this idea, the idea of the qigong, and the idea of this softness and way. But to understand the softness, you really understand softness and stretching, and the combining with yin and yang, and then it's a little bit difficult. So like also like yesterday, some people say, "But wow, I didn't know qigong was so hard." So not like hard, but like hard to practice, because it's like, oh, it's a little bit hurting.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking that when you say that they are thinking, oh, I want something soft, and I was thinking, well, I practice yoga, but I didn't think that Qigong was soft. It is work, and especially the energetical part, it is hard work, that kind of opening. So I don't
But
think
it's also
like it is really soft.
But I can tell you one step. But also the qigong is a lot. It's so big, like in yoga, because there's so many schools
Of course.
and of course it's a lot of good exercise, but they're also very different. And then again, also we're different. So some people like this and some people like this, and that's also okay. It's not like everybody needs to do this qigong, this qigong. But also it's like a big difference. So sometimes also, like I had this course, weekend course. One woman, she's coming and she went to a qigong course with another qigong, and then she liked it so much, and then she wanted to join my course. And then she's there, and then suddenly a lot of things happen. Suddenly she feel a lot of energy and moving and processes in herself. And then a little bit she felt too much in a way.
Yeah.
So after she said, "Oh, the another qigong system, I didn't feel any energy. It was just like movement."
Oh,
And then I said, "Yeah, yeah, it's okay." And then I asked her, "If you want to go to another qigong, what kind of qigong you want to do?" And then the another one, because it was much more easy for her.
wow.
But then I say, that's because she needed this. But if you really want to change, then you also have to work with the energy levels.
Yeah, definitely.
Because so like if you really go deep, then the energy is there. But the energy will change you.
Yeah, always for the better, right? Even though it can be tough, the process.
It can be tough, but always for the better.
It's
Always,
nice. Yeah.
always. So I see so much this to really understand this also for a teacher to see like this process sometimes can be tough, but then you really support her, then it really changes for the better, and then you have this really huge changing. It's really different. So yeah, so we need we need to understand the energy work and the physical work and the mind work. I feel this really have to, yeah, understand it and work for this wholeness
Yeah,
in this.
definitely. How can people come in contact with you?
They can send me a mail. They can, we have like now in the website we have Qigong Centret.no, like Qigong Centret. That's us. No, they say Instagram is a good thing, so
Yeah.
I try to be a little bit active there. Uh, they say I should, and I say okay, I try. So the Instagram, yeah, also Qigong Center have Instagram. My name is Harald Øygard. I think if you change to a O,
Yeah.
then you can find me
Yeah.
on Instagram. Mm.
And you work in groups as well as you can also have private sessions, right?
Yes, no, I mostly work in group, but
Mm.
I also have a lot of private lessons. Many people also want this one-to-one.
Mm.
Some people think it's a little bit difficult to group. Then I like better one-to-one, and some people doing the group and want to go deeper and then have private lessons.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any last messages for someone who is thinking about it, about trying it, but after hearing, yeah, it is hard work and you have to go in depth within yourself and change is kind of a certain thing and they can kind of get scared from it? You know what I mean? Is there any
Mm.
message for those people?
What I feel more and more is like how to find the quiet. So we really everybody need to find the quiet. And then I think also all spiritual teachings is talking about the quiet. But how to really find the quiet, I think this is a good tool to find the quietness and the health. And the life is much more interesting when you work with energy
Yeah,
in the
that's for sure.
so and then you can connect yourself in a quiet and different way, but also connecting other. And this
Yeah.
is also very beautiful in many levels, how you really can connect with other people, like in the mind, but also like this energy, how you can understand. So in a way, it's like it's to be more and more finding back to the nature, the natural, and we need it because the society is going in the other direction. Then you really need to find more connected with your natural self and the nature,
Mm.
and it will be a better place for
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you shared today with us and for this last message. I loved it.
Thank you very much.
Now it's your turn. Let us know what health and abundance subjects you want me to cover in the future. Do that by commenting on the post on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much to Harald for being here with us today. If you liked it, please leave a review at podchaser.com. Just search for the podcast and write a good review. And if you have questions, please do let me know on Instagram. In the next episode, we'll be talking about healing cancer naturally. And remember, you are always creating your health and abundance. What do you choose to create today?